You
Good
may
morning.
proceed, counsel, when you're ready.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Artonio.
Good morning, Ma'am Naimbuta. Good morning.
Okay. Mr. Artonio, naiintindihan ko po na ikaw ngayon ay nagsisilbing Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff sa Office of the Vice President. Tama po ba?
That's correct po.
Kailan naman po kayo nagsimulang manungkulan bilang Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff sa Office of the Vice President?
I started working as the Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff last July 2022.
Okay. Now, Mr. Artonio, at whose pleasure do you serve those positions?
I report directly to the Vice President, Sara Z. Duterte.
Okay. And prior to becoming Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff, saan naman po kayo nagtatrabaho kung meron man?
I used to work with the City Government of Davao as the head of the Human Resource Management Office.
Noong time po na yon na nagsilbi kayo ng head ng Human Resource Management, sino naman po ang mayor ng panahon iyon?
The mayor at the time is the Vice President, Sara Z. Duterte.
And when did you serve as such? As head of the Human Resource Department of the City Government of Davao City?
I started working as the head of the Human Resource Management Office in 2018, starting 2018.
And kanino naman po kayo nagre-report nung nanunungkulan kayo bilang head of the Human Resource Department?
As the head of the Human Resource, as the department head, I report directly to the mayor and as well have reportorial duties to the city administrator.
Okay. And prior to that, Mr. Artonio, ano naman po ang inyong naging katungkulan kung meron man sa City Government of Davao City?
Prior to being the human resource head, I also headed the Davao City Investment Promotion Center. That's from 2016 all the way to 2018 as well. And then in 2010 to 2013, I served as the Chief of Staff of the Office of the Mayor. And 2008 until 2010, I served as the Chief of Staff under the Office of the Vice Mayor.
Isa-isahin po natin. Nung nanungkulan ho kayo bilang head ng Davao City Investment and Promotion Center, sino naman po ang nanunungkulan bilang mayor ng Davao City at that time?
The mayor at the time is Vice President Sara Duterte.
Okay. Dung time naman po na nanungkulan kayo bilang Chief of Staff, sino naman po ang nanunungkulan bilang mayor at the time?
It's the Vice President Sara Z. Duterte.
At huli, nung nanungkulan ho kayo noong 2008 onwards, sino naman po ang nanunungkulan? Or sino naman po ang nanunungkulan bilang Vice Mayor at that time?
The Vice Mayor at the time is Vice President Sara Z. Duterte.
Now, prior to 2008, saan ho kayo nanunungkulan or nagtatrabaho kung meron man?
Prior to 2008, I worked with a government-owned and controlled corporation, and I also worked at a local chamber of commerce.
Maaari niyo pong banggitin sa korte na ito kung saan po iyon, yung mga kumpanyang iyon?
My first working experience was with the Pag-ibig Fund. That was 4 years, and then I worked around about 4 to 6 months with the Davao City Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Artonio, in October 2024, ano naman po ang mga compulsory processes, if any, na natanggap ninyo mula sa House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability?
I was invited to appear before the committee hearings for the Committee on Good Governance.
At sa ano-anong petsa naman po kayo inimbitahang mag-appear?
As to the exact dates po, ma'am, I cannot remember anymore the exact dates. However, there were several invitations that were extended to me.
Okay, several invitations or several hearings.
Yes, that's correct.
Ano naman po ang naging tugon ninyo dun sa mga iba't ibang imbitasyon na yun?
One of the reasons there was that it's a mere invitation.
I'm sorry, Mr. Artonio, I have to cut you. Please just be responsive so as not to waste this honorable court's time. The question is merely, what was your response to those invitations for you to appear? You mentioned several. What was your response?
The response was, I will not attend the hearings.
Okay, so that was your response. What, if any, judicial remedy did you seek against those invitations?
So,
Did you ask for injunctive relief against the compulsion or the invitation for you to attend the hearings mentioned in those invitations?
the reason, ma'am, was that it's a mere
No,
invitation po.
Again, Mr. Artonio, I'm sorry, I don't want to be difficult, but again, let me just remind you to please be just responsive to the question. The question is simply, what judicial relief, if any, did you apply for in response to those invitations?
If I can remember, ma'am, none, ma'am.
Okay. And what was the subject matter of those hearings where you were invited, if you know?
It's regarding the confidential funds.
Okay. Now, Mr. Ortonio, what is your relation with Mr. Ernesto Nemenzo Ortonio Jr., who is the president and a member of the board of directors of PNX Udena Insurance Brokers Incorporated?
Your Honor,
Attorney Christine?
relevance, Your Honor.
It is very much relevant, Your Honor, because this would prove that this witness and the respondent move in the same social circle. And this witness can practically become a social pariah if he speaks unfavorably of the respondent.
You're on a short leash, counsel. Go to your point. Objection is overruled.
So, Mr. Ortonio, just to repeat the question, what is your relation with Mr. Ernesto Nemenzo Ortonio Jr., who is the president and a member of the board of directors of PNX Udena Insurance Brokers Incorporated?
He is my father po.
At ano naman po ang relasyon ng PNX Udena Insurance Brokers Corporation sa Udena Management and Resources Corporation, which forms part of the Udena Group founded and controlled by Mr. Dennis A.
Your Honor, please.
Yes, Attorney Christine.
Again, relevance, Your Honor, to the confidential funds. And she's on short leash.
Your
Attorney
Honor,
May, Attorney
if I
May,
may just
is this
quickly
part
respond.
of trying to qualify Mr. Ortonio as a hostile witness?
Yes, Your Honor, this will establish that this witness has an adverse interest, Your Honor, in this case.
With your indulgence, as well as with the permission of counsels for the parties, I think it has been established that Mr. Ortonio serves at the pleasure of the Vice President, has been working for her for quite some time, and is serving up to now. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Ortonio.
That's
with the Vice
correct, Your
President.
Honor.
And that if the Vice President is impeached and therefore removed from office, pati kayo matatanggal pa, di ba? Dahil coterminous kayo.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And that as far as we know until today, you are still working with the Office of the Vice President and serving under that capacity, coterminous.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
To abbreviate the proceedings, the court declares Mr. Ortonio as a hostile witness based on his adverse interest vis-a-vis the respondent and the prosecution, and that therefore counsel Attorney May can ask leading questions, but again, pursuant to the rules, may not ask misleading questions. You may proceed, ma'am, accordingly.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ortonio, I am showing you a video footage of the hearing of the CGGPA on November 25, 2024. May I request, Your Honor, our assisting counsel who is stationed at the technical booth to play the said video footage.
Continuing authority has been granted to counsels. You may proceed accordingly, counsel.
Office of the Vice President. Mr. Lemuel G. Artonio, Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff. Ms. Winnie G. Diego, Chief of Public
Thank you.
Assistance.
Okay. Mr. Ortonio, ano ang relasyon mo sa Lemuel G. Ortonio na nabanggit sa video na aming pinakita?
That's me po, ma'am.
Okay. At ano naman, at tama ba, kinukumpirma mo ba na ang event na recorded dyan sa video footage na yan ay ang hearing ng CGGPA noong November 25, 2024?
That's correct po.
At Mr. Ortonio, maaalala mo ba na sa hearing na yan, sinabi mo, and I quote, you provide overall supervision for the internal affairs of the Office of the Vice President, end of quote.
That's correct po.
At pinapatutuhanan mo rin ba na kasama ng supervision na yan, ang supervision sa Administrative and Financial Services Office at Strategy Management Office ng Office of the Vice President?
That's correct po.
Ngayon, Mr. Ortonio, tama bang sabihin ng Administrative and Financial Services Office, ito ang opisina sa Office of the Vice President na in charge sa pangkalahatang budget ng OVP?
That's correct po.
Kasama dito ang budget preparation,
That's correct.
budget disbursement, accounting, at liquidation.
That's correct.
And since you exercise supervision over this office, sa pangkalahatan, tama bang sabihin, generally, walang pondo ng OVP ang hinihiling nilalabas, ginagastos o inililiquidate na wala sa inyong kaalaman at supervision. Tama ba? Generally, Mr. Arton.
Generally, yes.
Ngayon, ang Strategy Management Office naman, ito ang tanggapan ng OVP na nangangasiwa sa strategic planning, management, monitoring, evaluation, organizational development at iba pang kaugnayan ng tungkuling pamamahala ng OVP. Tama ba?
That's correct.
So kasama dito ang pagbuo at pagsubaybay sa mga programa, proyekto at aktibidad ng OVP. Tama ba?
That's correct.
So ngayon, dahil sa iyong pag-amin, tama rin bang sabihin na bawat programa ng OVP ay dumadaan sa SMO?
For all the activities.
Yes. At dahil kayo ang nagsusuperbisa sa SMO, kayo rin ang nagsusuperbisa sa mga programa, proyekto at aktibidad nito. Tama ba?
General supervision po.
Yes. In short, or sa madaling salita, bawat programa ng OVP ay dumadaan sa inyong supervision ng 2 beses. Una, kapag ito ay pinaplano ng SMO, at pangalawa, kapag binabayaran ito ng AFSO. Tama ba?
Yes po.
At tama rin bang sabihin na ang mga direktor ng 2 opisinang ito ay nag-uulat din sa iyo? Tama ba?
That's correct po.
Also, tama rin bang sabihin na ang Vice President mismo ang nagtalaga sa inyo ng supervision over these 2 offices?
Yes, that's correct as part of the organizational structure.
Okay. At tama rin bang sabihin na kaugnay ng inyong supervision sa SMO at AFSO, ang anumang direktibang natatanggap ninyo ay sa huli nagmumula sa Vice President?
That's correct.
Okay. At tama rin ba na sa pagganap ng inyong mga tungkulin, sa huli kayo ay nasasaklawan ng mga direksyon at instruction ng Vice President?
That's correct.
In short, the official acts that you perform in the discharge of those responsibilities are done pursuant to the authority vested in you by the Vice President.
That's correct.
Now, pumunta naman tayo ngayon, Mr. Artonio, sa sulat kung saan nagsimula ang lahat. Okay, so, Mr. Artonio, you assumed your position you mentioned earlier as Assistant Secretary and Assistant Chief of Staff noon lamang July 1, 2022. Tama ba?
That's correct.
So, that was mid-year.
Yes.
And you will confirm na pag-assume mo ng inyong position around that time, walang confidential fund ang Office of the Vice President. Tama ba?
That's correct po.
Which means na yung successor ni Vice President Sara Duterte na si Vice President Leni G. Robredo, walang confidential funds.
Your Honor, please.
Yes, Attorney.
No basis, Your Honor, and conclusion of facts.
Kindly clarify, Lenny is not the successor
Sorry,
counsel.
predecessor, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Exactly. So, kindly reform counsel.
Mr. Antonio, do you confirm that Vice President Sara Duterte's predecessor, former Vice President Leni G. Leni Robredo, Your Honor, Leni Robredo, she did not have confidential funds?
Your Honor, please.
Yes, counsel.
Incompetent. He's not a staff of Leni Robredo.
If he knows, if you know, Mr. Antonio, you may answer. If you don't, you may answer so as well.
Based on the records that we have, there's no record of confidential funds.
Ito ang dahilan kung bakit humiling ng confidential funds ang OVP sa DBM. Tama ba? Noong 2022. Dahil wala kayong dinatnan na confidential funds ng pag-upo mo kasama ng pag-upo ng Vice President Sara Duterte. Tama ba?
Yes, ma'am.
And this request for confidential funds, ipinaabot ito sa DBM sa pamamagitan ng isang sulat. Tama ba?
Letter request.
Yes, letter request. Ngayon, I'm showing you Prosecution's Exhibit P-I-4-A dated August 22, 2022. Ito ang nabanggit mong letter request for confidential funds in 2022. Tama ba, Mr. Antonio?
Yes, correct.
Sa huling pahina nitong sulat na ito, there appears a signature above the printed name, Sara Z. Duterte. You will confirm that this is the signature of the Vice President.
Yes, I can confirm that this is the signature of the Vice President.
And you're familiar with her signature, familiar ka sa signature niya dahil sa panunungkulan mo over almost 2 decades with her or under her, nakikita mo siyang pumirma ng mga dokumento at nakikita mo rin ang kanyang pirma sa iba't ibang dokumento. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And on the basis of this letter bearing her signature, tama bang sabihin na ang desisyon na mag-request ng confidential funds, it was the decision of the Vice President? Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And throughout these proceedings, a certain name has been repeatedly mentioned, paulit-ulit na nabanggit, si Colonel La Chica. Kilala niyo siya, tama?
Yes, I know him. He's the
Okay.
group commander for BPSPG.
You mentioned group commander of the SPG, but you will confirm, Mr. Ortonio, kukumpirmahin nyo, na noong Agosto 22, 2022, hindi pa naitatalaga si Colonel La Chica bilang security officer ng OVP. Tama ba?
Yes,
Yes.
that's correct. He started September.
Okay. Yes, in fact, he started only on September 1, 2022. Tama ba?
Yes, based on documents.
Okay. Let us now go to the September 16, 2022 letter. Yan ang nagpapatunay, Mr. Ortonio, na si Mr. La Chica or si Colonel La Chica ay noon lamang September 16 itinalaga bilang commander ng VP-SPG. Tama ba?
Yes, that's... Wait, di masyado clear po.
Your Honor, may we request our assisting counsel in the tech booth to kindly enlarge
Granted, so instructed.
copies of the documents being flashed on the screen.
Sir, what's the question again, ma'am?
Etong sa letter na ito, pinapatotohanan nito na si Colonel La Chica ay inappoint lamang o itinalaga lamang bilang commander ng VP-SPG noon lamang September 16, 2022. Tama ba?
Yes, for... Ma'am, I think the memorandum is the designation of Colonel La
Sorry,
Chica as
security officer.
security
Yes,
officer.
security officer.
As security officer, based on the document. Yes.
Now, balik tayo dun sa letter dated August 22, 2022. Dito sa letter na to, you will confirm that the OVP requested 4 items. 1, augmentation of financial assistance and subsidy. 2, augmentation of special duty allowance. 3, additional 192 co-terminus and contractual positions. And 4, confidential funds. Tama ba?
Correct, for the 4 items.
And you will also confirm that at the time this document was sent to the DBM, nung ihinihanda ang liham na ito at pinadala sa DBM, na iplano na ng OVP ang mga aktibidad nito para sa nalalabing bahagi ng 2022. Tama ba?
That's correct.
That's correct. Sa katunayan, para sa unang 3 kahilingan, nakapagbigay na ang OVP ng basihan ng mga hiling na halaga. Nakalagay dito ang computation kung paano nakuha ang halagang hinihiling. Tama ba?
That's correct.
That is for the first 3 requests, the augmentation of financial assistance and subsidy, augmentation of special duty allowance, and additional 192 co-terminus and contractual positions. And dahil rin, na-plot out niya na yung mga activities, programs, and plans ng OVP ng time na yan, nakapaglakip na rin kayo ng supporting documents for the first 3 requests. Tama ba?
Yes, that's
Pati
correct.
yung projections, mga relevant projections for these 3 requests.
That's correct.
But, Mr. Ortonio, kinukumpirma mo rin na for the OVP's request for confidential funds, in this letter, walang computation na binigay. Tama ba?
There were...
For
there
that,
was-
let's limit the answer to the letter. In that letter, no computation was provided. Tama ba?
That's correct. No
There was
computation.
also no projection provided in the same letter. Tama ba?
Yes, that's correct.
And also, there was no physical and financial plan attached to the letter.
For this letter request,
Yes,
none.
none. In fact, there was no attachment supporting the OVP's request for confidential funds. Correct?
There were no attachments, ma'am.
Yes, there were no attachments in support of your request for confidential funds. Tama? Okay.
Mr. Ortonio? Yeah, what's your response?
Yes, that's correct. No attachments, ma'am.
And tama rin bang sabihin na ultimately, ang nag-decide kung magkano ang hihilingin na confidential funds from the DBM ay si Vice President Sara Duterte. Tama ba?
Yes, the determination
Yes.
for the amount
Thank you,
is
Mr. Orton.
in the discretion of the Vice President.
Yes, thank you. Now, going back to the letter, dahil wala kayong binigay na computation, projection, or supporting documents, ang tanging nilagay lamang ninyo sa request ay ang explanation kung bakit kayo humihingi ng request. Tama ba?
That's
Yes,
correct.
That's correct. And the explanation and the justification that you gave was, and I quote, "for and in consideration of the safe implementation of the various projects and activities under the Good Governance Program and the conduct of official engagements and functional representation in international and domestic events as instructed by the Vice President." End of quote. Tama ba?
Yes, as instructed by
The
the
Vice
President.
As instructed by the President. Okay. In that same letter, you also stated, and I quote, you committed to formulate programs, projects, and activities relevant to national security and peace and order, and is devoted to implement said PPAs with proper security and safety protocols for the benefit of the institution through the OVP satellite offices, its partner stakeholders, and the general public. End of quote. Tama ba?
That's correct.
So at this point,
With the
Mr. Antonio,
permission
tama
of,
ba?
with the permission of council, can you ask your guy in the tech booth to kindly, whenever you refer to a portion of the letter, to zoom it in so that it's readable on the part of the senator judges, because we really cannot read any part of it. Better. Thank you. You may proceed, council.
So tama ba, Mr. Antonio, na sabihin na nang pinadala ninyo ang sulat na ito, ang OVP, wala pang programs, projects, and activities na na-identify relevant to national security and peace and order? Tama ba? Dahil sabi dito sa letter, you just commit to formulate programs, projects, and activities relevant to national security and peace and order. So at that point, wala pa. Tama ba?
Based on the letter,
Letter,
ma'am,
yes.
there is a commitment to submit the
Yes.
plans and programs.
No, Mr. Tonyo, walang sinasabi dito na you commit to submit plans and programs. Ang sinasabi dito,
To formulate.
programs, projects, and activities. Tama.
Correct.
And this is despite the fact na kanina inamin mo na nung pinadala nyo yung letter na to, more or less, na-identify nyo na yung mga plans, projects, and activities of the OVP for the remainder of 2022. Tama ba?
For
Yes.
the
Yes.
for the plans and
Please
programs.
just answer the question.
Your Honor, please. The witness is answering the question.
Yes,
Your Honor, the
council,
if I
let
may,
the
Your
witness answer. He was in the process of answering it. Let's see if it is responsive or not. It can be stricken off if it's not.
In
Yes,
the-
Mr. Tonyo.
Thank you, Your Honor. In the context of the plans and programs of the office, there has already been plans already at the beginning of the term of the Vice President in July of 2022. That's why we were able to implement already several programs and projects that we will be implementing for the rest of the year and for the rest of the term.
Just to clarify,